Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen today. I'm Missy from Rambling Rose Farmhouse and I'm happy to have you here. Today I'm going to be making a dried orange garland. So I'm going to be showing you how that I dried my oranges, and then I'm going to show you how I string them up to make the garland. So today I'm going to be making a traditional Christmas type decoration. So I'm going to be drying some oranges, and here are some that I've already done. But so I've been working on these, but I'm going to be doing some more today and showing you how to do it, and then I'm going to make a dried orange garland. And I actually have plans to make a couple of these this year and maybe some ornaments too. Okay, let me show you what you're going to need to do this. So you're going to need some oranges, and you want to try to find some big oranges because these orange slices shrink when you dry them. So if you start with small oranges, you're going to have pretty small orange slices. So start with the biggest oranges that you can find. And then you're also going to need some sort of string to make your garland on. This is just a garden twine, but you could use any kind that you want to use. So just whatever you have. You might want a white one instead of this kind of burlappy looking color. So just whatever kind of string you want to use to make your garland. You're going to need that. You are going to need a cookie sheet with parchment paper on it, and this is going to be to dry your orange slices in the oven. You also, if you have some sort of like a cooling rack or something that you can put on top of here, you can use that and get them up off of the surface a little bit. I've done it both ways and I didn't really, see a whole lot of difference in either way. So I'm just going to do it with parchment paper today. You're going to need a knife to cut your oranges, and this is a serrated knife. I found this works good for me. So use your favorite knife. Scissors to cut your twine. And you're going to need paper towels or a towel to blot a lot of the juice out of your oranges because they have a lot of juice in them, and we're trying to get to the point of having them be dried, so we need to get as much of that juice out of them before we put them in the oven and start drying them. Alright, so let's go ahead and slice up some oranges. Now when you start slicing your oranges, make sure that you have your two ends, on either side, and you want to slice this way. You don't want to slice with your ends on the top or the bottom. You want to slice with them on the side so you get pretty orange slices. And kind of the most important thing to keep in mind here is that you want to try to get your slices as consistently the same size as you can, which it's impossible, so, but just try to do that. If you have some that are real thick and some that are real thin, your thinner ones are definitely going to dry out faster than your thicker ones. It's not really an issue because you're going to be checking on them pretty often, so you'll just have to pull out the ones that dry first and leave the other ones in there. But it does make it a little bit easier if they're close to the same size. So I'm going to try to slice mine between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch thick. And we're going to cut off these two ends first because we're not going to use that end part. And, just try to go straight up and down so you get slices that are pretty even. Okay, these came out pretty nice and even. Some of them are thicker than others, but let's see. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 slices out of this orange. You can see the orange juice dripping out of it. These are really juicy. Now you see my end one here is pretty thicker than the others, but it'll be okay. All right, how many is this? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 slices out of this one. So that gives you an idea you know, if you have oranges about this size, how many slices you're going to get out of one. If you want to make a long garland, you can kind of measure, you know, how long it is and determine how many slices you think you're going to need, so you'll know how many oranges you need. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blot these out. I have an old dish towel here that I'm going to lay them out on, and then I'm going to blot them with paper towels and try to get as much of this, and I'm going to remove the seeds. I'm going to try to get as much of this wonderful orange juice. I hate taking it out of there, but I'm going to try to get as much of that out as I can so that they will dry quicker when I get them in the oven. These oranges have a lot of seeds too. So you get really pretty slices. Do it this way. Alright, so I'm going to grab some paper towels and just blot. Okay, so I've got these blotted, and now I'm going to go ahead and put them on my cookie sheet. Okay, I am going to put these in the oven on 200 degrees, and I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. I'm going to check them every 30 minutes because I don't want them to burn, you know, or to get too brown. You want them to get dried out, and they'll be slightly brown, but they won't be burnt brown. So we're going to check them every 30 minutes. The ones I've done already have taken anywhere between 2 and 3 hours to get dried. Now they're going to take longer if you cut them thicker than they're going to take if you cut them thinner. And then also, you know, everybody's oven is different, so it could take a different amount of time than yours. But key is put them in there, set your timer for 30 minutes, check them every 30 minutes, and also flip them over every 30 minutes. When you check them, just turn them over so that the side that was down can be up and, you know, get dried a little easier. So let me take these and get them started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started making our garland with these orange slices that I already have dried. And one thing I forgot to tell you when I told you what all you would need is you're going to need something to punch holes. Now a lot of mine already have a hole in them, but if they don't, you're going to need something to kind of punch a hole in there to help you get your twine through there. So this is just an ice pick. This is what I'm going to be using. But go ahead and grab your twine, and we're going to cut that, and we're going to get started. So you want to cut 2 pieces of your twine a little bit longer than what you want your finished piece of garland to be. And so do that. Mine has a little rough spot on it here, so I'm going to cut that off. Okay, and then go ahead and tie off one of your ends like this. So you've got a knot there to start the whole process. And then grab an orange slice and take one of your pieces of twine and go in one side. And take the other piece and go through the hole from the opposite direction. Another one. Okay, so this is what you will have. You'll have your knotted piece at the bottom, and then one piece coming through one side and one piece coming through the other side. We're going to bring these up, and then we're going to make another knot at the top, just like we did at the bottom. like that. And then we are going to repeat. So another orange slice, go in from one side, go in from the other side, bring it up to the top, and tie another knot. Okay, so see, this is what we're doing here. So grab another piece of orange, go into one side, go in through the other side, and then bring this up to the top, tie another knot. Now, I'm sure there are many different ways that you could tie your orange garland. This is just the way I decided to do mine. So if you don't like this method, you know, by all means, try something different and see if you like that better. But this looks to me like it's working out pretty good. I think it's going to look the way I want it to. And once you get into the rhythm of it, it goes pretty quick and it's not that difficult. Now, I will say the longer your pieces of twine are, the more difficult it's going to be. And I am going to make a really long one. This is just going to be a little shorter one that I'm making right now. Okay, there it is. Here's a finished little dried orange garland. I really like the way it turned out. I'm going to make this small one, and I'm planning on making two more larger ones, longer ones. So we'll see how that turns out. But I really like this. This is easy enough that you can do this with your kids if you want to. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe you have you know, a new idea of a very inexpensive and really natural and authentic looking garland that you can do. I think this really has the farmhouse look to it. I also think it has that European, Scandinavian Christmas decor look too. So this can go in a lot of different styles of homes and decor styles. So anyway, go ahead, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure and subscribe to my channel. And I hope that you will go grab you some oranges and a little bit of twine and make yourself an orange garland. Thank y'all for being here today.